Hi everyone, and welcome to the Gemini March 2022 mid-month engagement reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance, or more simply put, to better be able to find where you fit. All right, so hello to all my lovely Geminis. So this reading is meant to be kind of a mid-month reminder to make sure that you are really aware of your unique internal authentic self and engaging that authentically with your external environment. So I'm going to be pulling a card or cards here to start the reading off, and the messages from these cards are going to be kind of the main focal point. So this is going to be something to kind of, as you move through the second half of this month, and perhaps you are realizing that you kind of just went through the motions during the day, to at that point kind of bring yourself back to a place of awareness in the present moment so that you are actively engaging yourself, so that you don't let those days just kind of slip by. All right, oh my gosh, you are the third sign to get this card this month, or for this reading. This is really interesting. Okay, so I believe the other two signs that got this were Scorpio and, I can't remember the other sign that got it, but the messages came out very differently. So I'm curious to see what's going to come out intuitively here for you, Gemini. So the card is Dark Angel. It says it's number 30, breaking down to a 3. And I'm going to start by reading the actual excerpt from the book here that comes with this oracle deck. And then I'll go into more of an intuitive reading, and we'll pull some cards to kind of elevate and illuminate the message here. So we have Dark Angel. It says, the Dark Angel comes to you with a radical truth. Divine love is always there for you without exception. Love will never forget you. It will never stop caring for you. Even when it seems most unlikely, in fact, especially then, the divine is reaching for you and nurturing you. Even our wounds are ways that we can discover love and divine grace through the healing process. The divine is always helping you remember who you are and find your true joy. When the Dark Angel appears, you are being given a gift of light, even if it may seem to be a hidden blessing. I'm going to also just read the first little paragraph that comes out below this. This book has very lengthy reading, so I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'll read this first paragraph here. It says, a dark mystery is one that helps us learn that even if things don't seem to be working out according to the timing or the methods that we believe necessary, the light and love of spirit are unfailing. If a door is closed in your face, it is the wrong door for you. Divine love will ensure that the right door opens at the right time. Oh, and I believe it was Sagittarius actually that got this card as well. So you may have Sagittarius or Scorpio placements, or you may want to watch either one of those readings because you could get an expanded message here. So what's really coming through for you, Gemini, that is coming through more strongly than the other two previous readings is the message of love. That love is unfailingly here at your disposal. I think sometimes we forget that love is truly an energy that we can tap into. And it's an energy that when we keep an open channel with love, when we give love openly, we have the open channel to receive love openly. And what can happen sometimes is when we get hurt or we go through periods where we feel kind of like we're alone, we can kind of close ourselves off, or we don't want to give love because we're afraid that by us giving love, we may then in turn be wounded or hurt because that other person doesn't return it. And so when we decide to kind of pull back and not give love openly, we actually also close that channel off from us receiving the supportive quality of love to come in for us. And that really is the underlying benefit of love in general, is that it is supportive. It allows us to feel that kind of almost outside of ourselves support that gives us the confidence to actually make big leaps within our life, to go through big periods of growth, and to do so from this place of quiet confidence and understanding that we are always supported, because the universe is made up of the energy of love, and the divine loves us at all times because we are a part of the divine. We are a part of spirit, or a part of God, or the universe, however you choose to see it and call it. And I think that's really what your message here is focusing on, that, you know, you might have felt that you maybe tried something, or, you know, you went down this path and maybe a door was closed in your face, or something did not turn out the way that you had hoped it would. It does not mean that you were abandoned in that time. It does not mean that you are unlovable because of that, or that you were not loved during that period. In fact, probably you were loved even more so, and were unable to see it in that moment. But what was strongly coming through is that message of what didn't work out for you there was only to help you grow and expand, to better be able to find what is right for you. So it's a time of really leaning into that kind of universal feeling of love, knowing that you are loved, and that whatever didn't work out, the fact that you wanted that thing to begin with, whether it was that career path or that significant other or that life experience, that it's still there waiting for you. But you now have to fall back on that kind of, almost like, you know, when people make kind of big leaps in life, we can look at that person and say, well, how did that person have the confidence to just go out there and do that? And it's almost like you're being asked now to really step into just understanding you're loved and supported. And that's enough to kind of have this strange, like, just okay to try again. I'm really feeling that strongly here, that it's time to try again, Gemini. But knowing from a really internal place of confidence that you are loved and supported, and that you will be supported in this new effort. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull a card for the concept of curiosity. We're going to take a look at what Spirit would like you to be curious about for the second half of this month, and pertaining specifically to this message. So what does Gemini need to be curious about around the energy of love and trying something again? Let's see, what does Gemini need to know? Oh, I love this card. Okay, so you have Imagine, number 20, breaking down to a 2. So you have 3 and 2, which is really interesting. And 2 is a number that really speaks to working together. It speaks to a certain level of harmony and balance. But I love that this is Imagine. So what I'm getting intuitively here is the second half of this month, when I think about where to be curious, and curiosity opens us up to what we don't know, allows us to stay optimistic and in that kind of place of awe and wonder about what are the possibilities that we don't know are just around the corner, that you're being asked to stay open and curious to imagining the greater possibility for, I think, a second chance at something. That maybe the first time something didn't work out the way that you were hoping it would. But now it's time to kind of step up into that place of not regret or not, well, what if it happens again? It's about imagining kind of a bigger, grander vision for yourself of whatever this was that you had wanted. So really stepping up into that place of kind of allowing your imagination to run wild, and to kind of start to see the possibilities that maybe where you were limiting yourself, maybe with that person that you were, you know, wanted so badly to have that relationship work out and it didn't, or where you wanted this job because you thought that specific job was going to unlock this career path for you. And now it's more about imagining kind of beyond that. You know, if you go out to try the career path again, maybe to broaden your perspective of, well, maybe it wasn't that specific place of work, or maybe it wasn't even in that kind of vein of this career field. Maybe I need to look at it from a different angle, and maybe in me imagining my kind of perfect ideal of my career path or my perfect ideal of a significant other and an ideal partnership, that you're going to kind of notice that thing of what Spirit's trying to show you is, that's why that didn't work out that time, because actually I needed to come at it from this angle, or I needed to be in this place to be ready for that partnership. So that's really, when you're moving through the second half of the month, stay curious and open to where you kind of blocked yourself off from allowing your imagination to go to that place again, and opening yourself back up and really stepping into imagining what you want from your current perspective, not from your past perspective, but from your current perspective. Okay, so Gemini, I'm going to go ahead now and pull a card for the concept of courage, and this is where Spirit would like you to have courage to take action for the second half of this month. So let's go ahead and see. Ooh. Cards are very talkative. They're all over the place here, Gemini. I hope you all have had a wonderful start to the month. Today is St. Patrick's Day here in the States, so for all of you, I hope for anyone who's celebrating that you have fun doing so. Okay, let's get this guy out here. So we have Dear Spirit. It says, bring a gentle touch. Number 18, breaking down to a 9. Beautiful. So when we think about, where to take action, and we're incorporating bring a gentle touch. When I think of a deer, my first impression of a deer is almost like being like a skittish creature, where the deer kind of like tiptoes in, but is ready to bolt as soon as it catches what it seems to be, like what catches a glimpse of what it seems to be as a threat. And so there is this feeling here of kind of overcoming that quality within yourself, of maybe kind of toning down that feeling of like that kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out of like, maybe I'll lean into the imagining and I'll start to try again, but I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to really go all in or not. It's getting past that point of, bring a gentle touch. Simply go in, not rushing and not with 1 foot out the door, but more from this place of, again, leaning into the element of love and trust. That's really the supportive element of understanding that we are always loved and supported, is that even if there is something that is a threat, we know that we have the ability to overcome it, because that's what the love and support allows us to tap into, is that energy of love that allows us to kind of unlock our superpowers as we need them in the moment. So here it's really, when thinking about taking action for the second half of this month, it's about just treading quietly, lightly, and with a dedication to not bolting at the first sign of, well, it might be happening the same way again. Instead, again, staying open, opening the door to your imagination to what can be for you, and going into that lightly, gently, not rashly, and not, again, with 1 foot out the door. It's like walking all the way into that doorway that you've opened up through your imagination. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pull a final card here for the principle of contemplation, and this is where Spirit would like you to reflect on for the second half of the month. So this is basically more of like an underlying theme to the overarching message here. So what would Spirit like you to know for the second half of the month? Where does Gemini need to reflect? Or what does Gemini need to reflect on? And contemplation is important. It's in contemplation where we get to hold ourselves accountable to reflecting on the consequences of the actions that we took, and to really see, are they aligning with what I want for myself? Oh, beautiful. So we have ground yourself. And I always love this image of this woman with the tree growing up out of her back and the birds flying through. It's just such a beautiful image. It says, being distracted, unfocused, tired, irritated, and impatient are all signs that you're ungrounded. Now is the time to become centered and allow Spirit to help you ground yourself and reconnect with the divine source. And this is a beautiful kind of, again, ties this all together. You know, really what I was kind of feeling with this Dear Spirit is that element of kind of unsettled energy. And with ground yourself coming through, there's this feeling of it's time to start, you know, when you look at this picture, it's time to start putting down roots. It's time to start committing again to what you want and moving forward from a place of gentle but dedicated action. And doing so with confidence to know that this time, with what you learned from the last time, you will be able to achieve what you want. You know, one of my favorite tarot readers, Aquarian Insight, she always speaks to, we don't always get what we want, but we get what we need. And that's the element of having the confidence to take action to move towards a dream or something that holds real significance for us in our life experience, is to understand that, yes, we may not get exactly what we want or exactly what we were aiming for, but we will get what we need to allow us to continue to grow and expand and continue forward towards ultimate emotional fulfillment and achieving our highest potential. So that's the confidence that I think you're being asked to move into, Gemini, as we prepare for April. All right. If you would like to illuminate your own personal spiritual importance and to see how it can be of service to yourself and others, I will be running a special for the entire month of April on my 1-hour I Am Illuminated tarot reading and an in-depth look at your personal spiritual importance. And I am going to be releasing a video this weekend that will highlight what I mean by your spiritual importance, but also to discuss what that 1-hour reading provides and how the information within it can illuminate your spiritual importance and really have you be able to see where you fit in this life experience. All right, so if you are interested in that, the link to my website is in the description box below. Again, that will start it'll start April 1st and run for the entire month of April. And if I don't see you there, I hope to see you for the April illumination readings, which will be posted probably the first week of April. All right, all my Geminis, have a wonderful rest of the month, and I will see you next month. Bye.